Hey guys, it's Lindsay. So today I'm going to be talking about a $6 contour kit from the drugstore that I would say tops all the other contour kits that's come out on the market. And it's only $6. The contour kit I am talking about is the E.L.F. contour kit, and this is just, it's amazing. You have 4 of your essential contour shades. You have a bronzy shade, you have the ashy tone contour shade, and then you have a banana powder, and then you also have your bright white. And so this is amazing overall because when compared to my other contour kits that are $40 from Anastasia or the Lorac Pro or even the Kat Von D Shade and Light, which I don't have here to show you, these shades compare and they are right up there with the quality of the powders themselves, the creaminess and the pigmentation. And I'm so in love with this. I just discovered this the other day. I saw someone mentioning this on their on a YouTube year-end review, and I had never seen or heard of this product. I know they have these blush palettes out, and I have both the light and the dark, and they are my all-time favorite. I love this formulation. I love the pigmentation. I hope E.L.F. just continues making more of this formulation of powders just in general. Their contour shades and their blush shades are just phenomenal. This has beat out my $40 palettes for the past few weeks, and I just haven't been able to put this down. This has just been so amazing with the quality of the powders themselves. And so I'm going to apply them today and do a quick demo just to show you exactly how I use this palette. And I just think everyone should go out and buy this. Now just keep in mind, I have a pale light to medium skin tone. Some shades in this palette are not going to work for some people. That's why bigger palettes like these, like the Lorac or the Anastasia, they fit for a wider range of people. But if you're not a makeup artist and you're just looking for something to kind of amp up your everyday makeup and you're looking to do some contouring, this is a great palette to start. It's a small little compact little palette that has every shade you need to achieve the look that you're looking for. I have it broken out from these. My skin is super sensitive and I haven't had any issues with these powders since I started using them. No new breakouts, and so that's really great. Now just remember, everybody's skin type is different and they could work differently for each and every one of you, but I just had to mention this because I'm just so excited. So I'm going to start off using the palette by using this warm shade just to bronze in these certain areas where the sun would naturally hit, and to also add some color and dimension into my face. And so I'm going to be taking a large, this is just a Real Techniques powder face brush, and I like this because it's a paddled brush. It has a lot of give to it, and so while I'm blending, it helps kind of even out the blend of my bronzer, and it doesn't leave it in such a stark line, and it just makes products easier to blend while using something big and fluffy for bronzer. And so that's what I'm going to be using this for today. So I'm just going to be taking the bronzer, patting in there. I always dust off any excess, but this is not a super dusty powder. And I just go right where I would go to bronze normally. I normally bronze by starting on my forehead or on my temple, down into the cheekbone, and then over into the jaw. I do a 3 just for general bronzing, and then with contouring it's a little bit more precise. And I always like to pick up my hair to make sure that I don't mess it up or I don't deepen up my hairline itself, but you do want it to blend. So as you can tell, that added a little bit more color to my face, but it didn't add a lot of dimension, which is what I used the contouring shade for. Now I'm going to go in with the contouring shade, and I'm also using a Real Techniques contour brush. To be honest, I have a ton of makeup brushes, but these Real Technique brushes, I know I've used them a ton of times in the past couple of videos that I've done, but they are just so good. They honestly are some of my favorite brushes for the price point and the quality that they are, and so these are just my absolute favorite. So now I'm going to be taking this contour shade on my flat brush, and I don't do it super dark. I always tap off the excess, and I go right in with my cheekbones where you normally naturally contour, right where you would squeeze in your cheeks, and it's right where your bone lays. I'm sure all of you know how to contour, but just in case some of my followers do not normally contour and they just want to use this video to learn, I'm just going to place it right here under the cheekbone, and I just bring the color forward just a little bit. I don't bring it too far because that, especially in like drag makeup or in theater makeup, the farther up you bring your contour, the more masculine it makes your contour look. So definitely make sure you keep it closer to the back of the face. Sometimes I like to take this brush and just go straight in the areas where I'm going to contour, and then I like to turn it to the sides to help blend it. And sometimes if it's a little too strong, so say you're not really comfortable with the level of the contour that you're using, you can always take your powder brush with either your foundation or a little sponge with a little bit leftover foundation or powder, and you can always use those tools to help blend out or to help diffuse or lighten up any areas that might be too dark on your face. Now everybody contours their face differently. I have a long skinny face, and so I really don't want to accentuate how short my forehead is, and I do want to recede the chin line just a little bit. Nothing that's going to drastically change the actual shape of my face, just to, you know, do a little extra something, you know. But I do this just to take away any emphasis on areas that I'm just not super comfortable with my face. And the biggest thing about my facial features is I have a larger jaw or larger chin, and so sometimes I use the darker shades to recede or help recede my chin in pictures and in video as well. Sometimes contouring certain areas like a double chin could help recede those areas and make you look like you have a more defined or smaller jawline. I take it right on the line of the jaw and I just bring it back and forth. And just because I'm a contour junkie and I'd love to do it, I'm going to be doing it right here in the temples of my hairline. I like to take the contour shade and go right along the temples, shading up towards the forehead, but not completely going all the way across my forehead, because I don't want to close off my forehead, because I do want it to be contoured, but I don't want it to be too short looking with the shading. Does that make any sense? I don't want my forehead looking any shorter than what it already is, so I'm not going to add more shading here to bring my forehead down. I'm going to leave it on the sides just to open up the face, keep the middle more highlighted, and then just contour the outer parts of my face without closing it off. Does that make any sense? And if you're anything like me, sometimes with these baby hairs right around your forehead or around your face, it's just inevitable. Because I'm blonde, I get makeup in those hairs, and sometimes it's completely impossible to get those completely clean and not get makeup in those hairs, and it sometimes can turn the outer edges of my face orange, but sometimes you just can't help that. But I do try my best to pull away as much of the hairs as possible. Don't know why I felt that necessary to share. So next I'm going to take my trusty E.L.F. blush brush, and I'm going to be taking it into this banana powder right here, and I used this to set underneath my eyes and to add a little bit more highlight to the under eye area, just to help set your concealer as well. This is a great shade to do that. And when I'm at my palest, I can't use the shade. Sometimes I have to mix these two together, but at least that's light enough for whenever, when I'm at my palest, I can use that underneath my eyes as well. But today I'm just using this just regular cream banana shade. And just for the sake of using this palette, I'm going to show you this shade, what it looks like on the top of the cheekbones. It is sort of a more stark white, but it does have a shimmer to it. But it does add a little bit of a hint of glow and a little bit of extra highlight to this area right here. So if some of you were looking for a powder that was a little bit more natural and opaque, but you wanted a very highlight, more sculpted look, you can definitely go for that with this powder. Like you can tell, it gives a very subtle sheen right to the top of the cheekbones. But yeah, I'm going to apply the rest of my makeup to my face, and I'll be right back to give you the rest of my thoughts. So that is my review of the E.L.F. contour kit, and this is just amazing for what you get it for. I did want to show you just a few shades compared in my $40 palettes, what these look like compared to each other. So this is the Lorac Pro Contour, and then this is the E.L.F. contour kit. As you can tell, these shades are very, very similar. This top shade right here is very close to the medium contour shade in the Lorac Pro palette, and then this shade right here, the ashy tone, is closest to these two right here. This is sort of like a hybrid in between both of those shades, and then these light shades just they go so well together with these two lighter shades in the E.L.F. palette as well. This one's a little bit more yellow, more true banana color. This is more like a beige banana, and so as you can tell, this palette is so similar to each other. I keep looking at the viewfinder. I don't know what this is showing you. But yeah, here's the two kits side by side. Then I have the Anastasia kit, and I find this the closest probably to the Anastasia, because these two contour shades are so right on point with each other. If I turn the palette like this, these two shades, the two contour shades, look the closest alike. Again, the highlight shades, they're so similar to the highlight shades in the Anastasia Beverly Hills palette as well. Again, this isn't as yellow as the banana powder in the Anastasia, but it's still pretty close. And I would say that the highlight here, the white highlight, is a little bit way brighter and right on the par with the sheen level of this highlight right here. So overall, this is just a really great palette. And if you're not a makeup artist, you don't need all of these palettes and you don't need all of these shades, but you're still looking for something to amp up your contour game, I guess is what you would say. This is definitely the palette for you, and it's only $6, so you could try it and you're not really breaking the bank. And I think this is fantastic. I hope E.L.F. comes out with way more products like this, and they hit the mark. And so the only thing is, I wish they came out with a deeper contour kit, but it's still a great contour kit, and I think it would suit most people's needs. You might need to go for something a little bit more of a darker shade if you are of a darker skin tone. This highlight shade might be a little bit too much for you, and you could always try to work with this this contour shade right here. But overall, the palette in general, for most people, this is going to work for most people. But the only thing is, it doesn't cater to the darker girls. And so that is my review of the E.L.F. contour kit. I'm in love, and I hope you guys try it, and let me know in the down bar below if you do. I love you guys so much, and thank you so much for watching. If you like this video and you like these mini reviews, let me know in the down bar below. Give this video a thumbs up and definitely subscribe if you want to see more videos from me. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you later. Bye! Mwah.